I've heard so many people say that they want to go back a couple seasons to see how we got here on Summerhouse. How did we get to the casual cruelty of Amanda Batula? How can you have such a life that gets so much feedback and so much response from fans and audience members and still be so unaware of the damage that you've caused? How? You can't just go back a couple seasons. I think you need to go back to the very beginning. In season 1, Kyle is an OG cast member. It's sort of his show. Kyle, Lindsay, and Carl. Kyle just broke up with his girlfriend, Amanda. It's a summer house show about hookups and friends, so he wants to be free, and he breaks up with her. Steven from season 1 says that it was Amanda who rented the house down the street so that she could come over and be in front of the cameras as much as possible. Look, I'm not judging. It's showing a dynamic early on that Kyle is the one with the established career, the established identity, and Amanda, being a younger 20-something young woman, this is the time where she should be finding out about who she is, what she wants, what she's willing to tolerate, and what she's not willing to tolerate. But before that can happen, she gets into this relationship in which a lot of her identity becomes his identity. Her friends, his friends. That's a big part of the very beginning of this whole dynamic. Season 2 starts with a 17-page email that Kyle sent the whole cast because Amanda is hurt that she doesn't feel like they like her as much. It's sort of a parentification of Amanda because it's her feeling she's hurt. She doesn't communicate. When we get to the reunion after season 2, it's discussed. And Andy says, hey, Amanda, now at this point, do you think that you could be friends with Lindsay, the Workus twins, and these other people? And she says, it depends on how they view us moving forward. It depends. Do they like me enough? Am I enough of their friend for them to stay on the show? Because she knows Kyle is the one who started the show, and she's thinking, unless Amanda gets the treatment that she wants, she's basically kind of trying to say, you won't be on the show unless you treat me a certain way. It's sort of the unspoken dynamic. It's already Kyle's the defender. Amanda is too wounded and too much of a victim to be able to speak for herself. So a parentification of the situation has already occurred. The fragility that Amanda displayed early on in order to get protection from Kyle, to get the treatment that she felt like she needed, she has established herself as the person that things happen to. And that is something that people, especially women with my complexion, do to get out of accountability when it comes to issues of race. So from the jump, the dynamic has been that Amanda is not self-actualized or grown up enough to be a full person, and Kyle is her protector because she's too vulnerable. And how does this sort of mirror the tears that we know can be so dangerous and so damaging? When you have the viewpoint that things happen to you, that they're happening to you and you're not a part of the architecture of your own life, if you view yourself as just sort of a victim, as someone that it's all coming at you and you are not strategically making choices that contribute to the dynamic of your relationships, of your life, you are putting yourself in the role of victim, and you're putting yourself in the role of making it so that you're unable to take accountability for your actions because you're just reacting. You're just the vulnerable victim. And that is bullshit. Refinery 29 said it perfectly when they said the recklessness and entitlement cannot be divorced from Amanda's whiteness. That is 100% a tactic that women of my complexion like to do. It's called boop girl tears, and it's a way to escape accountability for your own actions. So while the dynamic began long ago, way before Queen Ciara ever joined the cast, Amanda definitely started this dynamic to be unaccountable, to be able to sort of coast and glide. It's a dynamic that Amanda created a long time ago, which infantilized her and parentified Kyle, and was a huge part of setting up this dynamic so that she could coast through and continue until the very last bonus episode, claiming that she is a victim. This happened to her. She did not create any of this. She's just reacting to it. And that cannot be divorced from whiteness. It's reckless, it's entitled, and that can become volatile and wildly hurtful to women of color. And it is unacceptable and disgusting behavior. And it's one of the reasons why this scandal has become so big, is because the behavior is so disgusting and unacceptable.